You're listening to The Other Side of Midnight with Tim Grundy and Linda McDermott. Well, this will send Michael Salem's customers into a frenzy because stiletto heels are 40 this year and they've been seen strutting down the catwalks once again. Last worn in the 80s by the proverbial Essex girls, it remains to be seen if stilettos will once more make their mark in mainstream fashion and wooden floors. University College Salford student Simon Dean reports now from a shoe store in Manchester.
At the top there you've got painting, you've got leather, and you've got black, white, you've even got silver. And then we come down and we've got higher stiletto heels, and they've come in just painting and leather. And then they get a bit more elaborate. You've got your boots with the stiletto heels on, and they come with buckles and zips, various different types of buckles, laces. And then at the bottom here you've got like your really long thigh boots, which come in paint and leather in various colours.
So far, stilettos are not widely available, but back in the 50s when my nan Emily Dean was young, they were everywhere.
You went in the shop, you bought a pair of shoes and you were that thrilled you were going to go out on the evening time. You'd happen perhaps put the shoes on straight away and walk home in them. Oh no bother. And if you were working, you wore them all day.
But these shoes with their high, sharp heels were not universally popular.
That was the trouble. With stiletto heels, you weren't very welcome in some houses. At the bottom of the heel was like not leather, it was like little steel round bits, because they were only round as your fingernail, little fingernail. And of course they used to get very sharp, we keep walking, so they would cut in anything. And wherever you went, if it was a wooden floor, you would see all little marks, all little black spots all over the floor. House floors, shop floors, anything. Lino, anywhere, you could tell where stilettos had been. They were a danger, really, and a nuisance.
My auntie, Dr. Susan Dobson, was one of many who wore stilettos. She's from Southend, but she wouldn't describe herself as an 80s Essex girl.
The first time I saw a pair of stilettos was being worn by a senior person at the place where I had my first job, and I thought how nice it made her legs look, and wouldn't it be nice if I had some. At the time I was riding motorbikes, and stiletto heels weren't quite appropriate wear for riding motorbikes, but when I drove my first car I decided that stilettos would be a rather nice thing to wear, and as I didn't think my legs were too bad, I thought this might make them look better.
Amanda Morgan from Shoe, a store in Manchester, believes that stilettos will become more mainstream, but most of their current customers are men.
We've always had a small range of them. The average 3-inch stiletto is still very popular with business women. The range that we have in is more for the club scene, fetish scene, and also transvestite scene. It's the market that we're looking at the moment. The main ones that come in are your average businessman that will come in with his wife that likes cross-dressing at home for a bit of home entertainment. They tend to come in and say, my wife has large feet, and what do you have in this size? And we're just quite blatant and say, well, if it's for yourself, if you let us know, we can help you. Everyone here is quite comfortable in serving men with stilettos. What we're trying to do is show the more outrageous ones and have the standard ones filter through for the everyday businesswoman.
But young women I spoke to in Manchester can't see themselves wearing the 3-inch spiked heel.
Because they're tartish and they're uncomfortable, I imagine.
And they're dead difficult to walk as well because of the little tiny heel. Well, the thinness of the stiletto. So, they just, no, I wouldn't.
I prefer army boots myself.
I'm afraid I never wear them because I find them very uncomfortable and I just fall over.
My auntie Susan Dobson can see their point, but she's all for the stiletto coming back in a big way. She's a doctor, so trust her.
It actually took quite some effort to learn how to walk in them, but having learnt how to walk in them, I found my legs then ached when I wore flat shoes. The reasons why you should wear stilettos are numerous. They make bad legs look better, they make good legs look superb, they make ankles look much more shapely, and I think they give a whole aura of sophistication.
Simon Dean reporting, a student from Salford, reporting on future trends, and as always it's old trends coming back. I'm going to shock Linda McDermott sitting to the right of me now by
You haven't
admitting
got them on under
by,
the table.
by admitting that I once cross-dressed. This relates to both of the stories that we've just had. I did once cross-dress as a woman, and I did, in fact, struggle tremendously with the stiletto. You don't believe me, do you?
Good.
No, really.
I'm glad you struggled.
You have to walk downstairs strangely when you're wearing stilettos. You have to put your feet sort of sideways, don't you?
A little, yeah.
Oh, you're good at it.
Well, I'm good at it.
You can just go down there
I've got them
head
on now.
first.
I'm all right.
I should point out that this was all done for the BBC. And it isn't a particular fetish
In
of mine.
panto, were you?
No. Far more serious than that, but I won't go into it. Anyway, you're with me.